Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 925. That, my friends, is the garbage truck. It's a good thing I got my garbage out. I forgot last night. Last night being 4th of July, Tuesday, throwing off my week. Woke up this morning. Oh shit, it's trash day. So took the trash to the curb. The garbage trucks are out moving early. I think that's because yesterday was a holiday. So whoever had Tuesday trash pickup is now Wednesday. So they have double time. They're working double time, I think. And I say that I was just thinking about that. Because we don't get too many holidays on a Wednesday. Wednesday is our trash day. Once every 7 years we'll get a Christmas. Thanksgiving's always Thursday. Most other holidays are Mondays. I guess 4th of July will come every 7 years also on a Wednesday. Memorial Day, Labor Day, those are Monday holidays. And then you got Christmas and New Year's, which will rotate. So not too often do we get a holiday on a Wednesday. So I can't remember I'm sure if it's Christmas, it moves back a day. Which means the garbage guys have double the workload on the following day after a holiday, which is probably why they're out early this morning. Anyway, enough about trash day. What's happening? Good morning. Happy Wednesday, day after the 4th. Hope you all still have 10 fingers on your hands. What else? I'm freaking tired, man. It's July 5th. 1 week from today will be like our first it might be our first full day in the new house. It still doesn't feel like it. It probably won't feel like it until like the day. Because I still have, it looks a little bare behind me, but it doesn't look any different for me. I still have all my inventory in here. But it's just, I don't know, doesn't seem like it. Once I get a lot of the stuff out of here, the movers are coming today. Don't worry, hopefully in 10 minutes. My wife told me 8:30. She did the scheduling. I'm like, what time do the movers come? I don't want to get a doorbell in the middle of my live show. 8:30. But last week she said they were coming on Thursday and they showed up on Wednesday. So hopefully it is. Last week they showed up at 7:30. Are you sure it's going to be 7:30? Or not sure it's going to be 8:30, not 7:30. So in 10 minutes, if we get a doorbell, just going to cut the show. We're done. See you tomorrow. So movers are coming at 8:30. And I keep forgetting about a lot of shit that's in this. Like they moved like this room, but they didn't like half the shelf because I didn't want them to move this shelf because half of it's like inventory, half of it's stuff that I'm going to move. But then I forgot about that whole corner. There's a giant shelf back there and a small shelf and then piles of boxes. Like frickin' A. That's got to go too. My rec room is filled with boxes. The closet's still filled with boxes. And we haven't even touched the other back stock area, the other inventory area, which all the way is unfinished. Don't want condensation on those pipes. But hope you don't have a flood. I think I'm just going to troll tweet now. I think I've got enough of the venting out of my system. And I've replied enough snarkiness to some of the tweets that now I'm just going to troll tweet. Stack a bunch of I'm going to take a picture when the movers first get there before they go on the shelves. Stack all the boxes. Hope there's not a flood. So movers come later today. Yesterday I went back over to finish my work over there. And I'm really second guessing my strategy for those new shelves that I put in on wheels. because I'm not a the funny thing is, when I show when I show off pictures of shelves, I get like 50%. Oh, how come you're not putting the wheels on those? And then when I show pictures with the wheels, oh, why are you putting wheels on those? It's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Everybody's got an opinion. So there is a reason why I decided to put they're called casters. The casters on. Wheels sound cooler. Wheels sound better. Caster. What the frick is a caster? A wheel. So the reason I put wheels on was because I wanted to move them around. Once they're filled, I don't want them moving around. But I mean, it would make it easier if, like, okay, I don't want this shelf to be Cubs cards anymore. I'm going to move these or this shelf. But there's not going to be much room because that room is going to be filled with shelving units. It's going to look like a freaking library in there. A library of cards. The library of cards. I'm sure somebody's already taken that. So, but yeah, now it's like wheels, shit. So I don't know. Maybe I'll unload it and take them all off, put just the cat. I don't know. Because it'll give me 5 more inches. That's what she said. It'll give me 5 more inches because the casters take up apparently 5 inches. So I think there's 72 inches with the levelers, 77 inches tall with the levelers. It would with the levelers, it holds more weight. I have 5, another 5 inches. I could stack another box on the very top. So we'll see. Probably, if you know me, and 925 episodes in, you probably do. I'm just gonna say fuck it and oops, screw it. Leaving the wheels on. We'll get by. I had terrible, like, I don't know if it was it's not because I get acid reflux. And I know how to prevent it, but sometimes it's like I'm too stubborn. Like, I want ice cream. If I eat ice cream too late, I'll get acid reflux. Especially if I have pizza. If I have pizza and ice cream, whew, not good on the old belly or the esophagus. But I think that pizza gave me some nasty, just like, gassy, TMI alert, just uncomfortable. And it didn't hit me until after I drank a couple cups of coffee. And all of a sudden, I went upstairs. So after the show, I felt fine during the show yesterday. Drank my coffee. We lived happily ever after. Or did we? I go upstairs. It was not happily ever after. Put some bread, just what I needed, breakfast burritos on top of my gurgling stomach. But it wasn't gurgling at that point. As soon as I sat down to take a bite out of a burrito, it's like, oh my God, my stomach. I powered through it. I ate my breakfast burrito. And then the rest of the day, I was just, ugh. And then when I TMI alert, when I farted or burped, it felt amazing. I got up last night. My wife was on the couch. I was in the recliner. And you can't get comfortable when you're all gassed up like that. The bubble guts. Yeah. I got up and I just rubbed my tummy and just good belch. I'm like, oh my God, that felt good. I think it was whatever was in that pea. There was giardiniera, and I don't think my system was prepared for giardiniera. So I had some leftover, but I'm like, I'm not eating that pizza again. Woo boy. I even took some Pepto. Took some Pepto yesterday. I feel better now. Still feeling like a little rumbling going on, but I feel a little better. Little better. But I powered through it, organized the card room, had the sprinklers going. We got new neighbors. So we actually so here's the funny thing. We got new neighbors in the very back. So my yard is very long. Like it goes back to like 2 doors down. So like Lucy's house. Now Lucy is a dog. I think the owner's name is Deb. I think the human that lives there is named Deb. But Lucy and Rosie are the dogs. That's the most important part. What are the dogs' names? So Lucy and Rosie have fenced in backyard. And then my yard goes back to the end. So it's basically like 2 backyards. And so at the very back, I'm bordered by a house. And they have a long backyard that goes back to the tree line. So we like share a big plot of grass at the back of our backyards. The previous neighbors lived there for like 6 years, and I talked to him maybe twice. First time I met him, he was wearing a Star Wars shirt. Nothing wrong with that, but I'm like, I don't think we're going to be friends. I have friends that like Star Wars. I don't know if they wear shirts, but he probably sees my Cubs shirt and he's like, oh, he's a Cubs fan. I'm not going to be friends with that guy. So I know it goes both ways. So they moved out. New people moved in. Must have been there. They must have moved in this weekend, or today's Wednesday. They must have moved in, I don't know, this week. See, 4th of July in the middle of the week just throws my whole damn week off. Anyway, they were outside, and it was like a whole neighbor fest. It was a neighbor fest, like his neighbor on the other side. They have a dog, but I don't know their dog's name. They were outside. They were talking. I think they both have kids, so the kids were playing. New neighbors, oh yay! And then Lucy and Rosie's mom, the human, she was at her fence talking to the new neighbors. And it's like, I'm out of here in a week. I don't want to meet new people. Okay. What if he's a really cool dude and we like drink beer, and what if he's a Cubs fan and he's like my best friend? And now I'm moving away a whole 2 miles. But that's what I don't want. I don't want to meet new people. I'm moving. I'll let the new owners of the house go make friends with the new neighbors over there. Hey, you're both new to the neighborhood. So that's how I am. Now, if I was 20 years younger, 15 years younger, I would have grabbed a beer. I would have gone back and I would, hey, and it doesn't matter. But now that I'm in my 40s, I don't want to meet new friends if I'm going to be like, I'm just going to go do my thing over here. Does that make me an asshole? I don't think so. It just makes me old. It just makes me an old curmudgeon. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. So that's where I'm at. Where are we at in the chat? What's up? Harlan in the house. Good morning. Grinding for Good is here. Kyle, good morning. He says sales were great yesterday. eBay was on fire for me. And I've heard other people say the same. What's up with that? Was that an SNL skit? What's up with that? Or was that a wrestling thing? What's up with that? I can't remember. But eBay sales crazy. 4th of July is like, of the holidays, 4th of July is typically like the least amount of traffic on eBay. I've had really, for some reason, Thanksgiving, but I think by the end of the, like by the end of the day, like you're bloated, you've got bubble gut, and you're on the couch scrolling eBay on Thanksgiving. Christmas, you've got gift cards. New Year's, you're still using your Christmas gift cards. And then you've got what other holidays we like, the big ones, like the day off holidays, Memorial Day, Labor Day, and 4th of July. And the 3 summer holidays, those are tricky. Like those I would think would be lower, but I think 4th of July would be the lowest because Memorial Day, especially here in the upper Midwest, is a crapshoot weather-wise. Like it could be like rain. We get a lot of rain in May. Well, we didn't this year, but usually we get rain in May. And Memorial Day can be like freaking 95 degrees, or it can be 60 and raining. Same with Labor Day, but 4th of July, it's typically like beautiful. And it was yesterday. Beautiful. No rain again. Hopefully, I think it's supposed to rain today. There's chances. At least are you saying we've got a chance? At least there's chances. We haven't had too many days the last 2 months now where we've even had a chance of rain, let alone rain. I think we've had like 2 days of rain in the last 2 months. But I've been running sprinklers the last couple weeks. My grass starting to look better than Frank's. Boom. Now my water bill's gonna look pretty alarming. But at least I have a green lawn for the new neighbors, for the new owners, I guess. It's weird. I think I'm avoiding the word new owners because it doesn't feel like I'm moving. And it's weird. New owners of my space. We've been the only owners of this house. Maybe I was talking to my neighbor the other day, and I think she asked, like, do I know who the new owners are going to be? I don't. I know the realtor, but I don't know the people who are buying it. And I'm like, I don't know. It came up somehow, but I'm like, I don't care. And I've talked about this before. I don't care who, as long as they have money and everything goes smoothly at closing, I'm good. And they're speaking closing, more logistical issues. So our closing is next Friday for this house is next Friday at 3 p.m. Well, my best friend's wedding is also next week. It's next Saturday. And the rehearsal dinner, though, is on, even if it was Friday at 3 o'clock, closing would be cutting it close. The rehearsal dinner is actually on Thursday. So I'll be gone like 4 straight days next week. So I'm pre-signing. So since my wife does all the scheduling for all her closings, she scheduled the closing. And she's like, how about Wednesday the 5th at 10 a.m.? Perfect. Done. Well, then the movers said, we're coming back on Wednesday the 5th, 8:30. Last night, my wife's like, don't forget you have your pre-signing tomorrow. And I'm like, oh yeah, what time is that? Look, it's probably in our calendar. 10 o'clock. Wait, the movers are coming at 8:30. I have to be over at the new house when they take the first load over to guide them. And I don't know when that's going to be. So now my closing is tomorrow at 10, I think. So logistical issues. Good morning, David. What's happening? Scott in the house. Victor, good morning. Bink Scott is here. Hall of Fame card collector. Herman, what's happening? Victor, great win for the Cubbies on the 4th. Oh, my God. It was like a roller coaster. And because the MLB is effing stupid, I couldn't watch the game. I could have watched yesterday's game if I found an illegal stream. Illegal streams is how you can watch games if you're blacked out, you dumbass MLB. Soapbox. Okay, I got that out of my system. Yeah, I couldn't watch. I guess I could have. Well, you could get the cable. I cut the cord because I don't want to deal with cable companies. I've got YouTube TV. They need to get their shit together. But the Brewers they're on the Bally network, which is like bankrupt now. So I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. But it's not covered on YouTube TV. I don't know. So I'm relying on my Cubs chat, Twitter chat, and the MLB app And I missed a good one. I missed a really good game. Well, no, I didn't miss a really good game. I missed a good ending. The Cubs won. It was a roller coaster leading up to the win. My guy, Daniel Palenciaga, made his MLB debut. I was so excited. Daniel Palencia is an awesome dude. One of the nicest guys. And throws some freaking heat. And I'm like, I've said for the last year and a half, I saw him pitch for the South Bend. I mean, he was in single A last year. Like this time last year, he was a starting pitcher for the game. I'm like, damn. And like before I saw him pitch last summer for South Bend, I wasn't really aware of him. Like, I mean, yeah, he was, and he was like, I don't even know if he was a top 30 prospect, like at the beginning of last year, the beginning of 2022. And I think by midseason, he had definitely risen through the ranks. And I saw him pitch. I'm like, this kid's got some stuff. So he hasn't like pitched a full season this year because he went, they had him, they call it, what the hell do they call it? There's been so many changes in baseball. It's almost like a taxi squad in baseball now, where guys are sent back to like, I need to ask Ethan about this, but essentially like, because I've seen like player like has been sent to whatever it's called, and it's essentially like a practice squad. It's like, why, like Daniel Palencia, like he was in Double-A, and he's sent to like this. It's not called practice squad. Somebody might know it in the chat, whatever it's called. And I'm like, what the hell's Palencia going back there for? Well, it's to switch him to the bullpen. So instead, because he's stretched out as a starter, so it's kind of like we're going to, instead of having you on the roster in game, we're going to teach you a new position essentially. So I think that's the basics of it. So he went back there, and then once he got his work in, he went to AAA Iowa, where he's been for a couple of weeks, I think. And then he got the call. I was so excited. He's only got one card. Well, he's got like 100 cards, but he's got one card, 100 parallels, I should say. How many cards does he have? Well, I shouldn't say that. He's got some minor league cards, but as far as mainstream issues, pack issue cards, Valencia. So I've been kind of, I don't like using the term super collector because it's so like such a gray area. So I'm not super collecting Palencia, but I am chasing his cards. Let's see. He's got 47 total cards, but most of those are parallels. Yeah. So he's got basically 3 cards. The 2022 South Bend Cubs team set, the 2022 South Bend Cubs Midwest League Championship set, and then 2022 Panini Prism draft picks, and then the rest of his cards, I believe. Let me just double check to see if they're, I don't think he's in any other Panini Prism. So he's got, yeah, all Panini. He's not, he'll probably be in the Tennessee Smokies team set or Iowa Cubs. But those haven't been released yet, so I think he'll be in that. But I've been collecting a lot of his Panini Prism, and I didn't realize he only had 47 total cards. I figured there was a lot more parallels in Prism, but I've got a bunch of them. I think the lowest, I think I have a serial number to 7 or 9 auto. 9. I think it was the serial number to 9. My buddy Ethan sent me that one. Yeah. So, and now that he went 2 innings, closed out the game. So I think he got the win in X because they went 11 innings. So awesome to see the fire. I mean, that's what I love to see, like that raw emotion after a big win like that. And there was a great clip of him and Miguel Amaya, the catcher, just so freaking pumped. I love to see it. So I'm glad to see. Do I have any Palencias near me? I don't think so. I think they're in a box out there. I need to be more organized. I should watch yesterday's video on how to organize 3 million cards. I need to watch that video to figure out how to do it. Because I even I'm so disorganized. I need to freaking get my shit together. Anyway, moving on. JW, good morning. How about those Cubs? Hap showing that gold glove off. I know. I had to watch clips. But how about David Ross in the post-game press conference dropping the F-bomb? He said it was horse shit that the Brewers closed the roof. Somebody said, can they do that? And he goes, I think it was horse shit, but I don't fucking know. And that was broadcast live on the Marquee Network. David Ross. I love that raw emotion. Let's see. Scott, good morning. My cards were flying on eBay. It's good to see it was widely known sales on eBay. Low rollers in the house. What's happening? Donald Davis, good morning. I sold my Corbin Carroll in less than 24 hours for my asking price of $5. Love it. Corbin Carroll, one of those hot players right now. Cubs made their own fireworks at the end of the game. Yes, they did. Low Roller says, I missed the old background in your stream. The new background live stream is horrible. Well, guess what, Low Roller? It's going to get even worse. Next week, there's not going to be much in the background except for a TV and a shelf and whatever I decide to hang up on the wall next to the TVs. Dan, what's happening? Hall of Fame card collector, why can't we watch the movers again? Well, they won't even be in this room because, nothing over here. I guess I could move everything out there, but then I'd be like, hey, do you mind if I stream this? So no more. Let's see. Paul Heath in the house. Philly Joe is here. What's up? Low Roller is going to put some new videos up. Tony, I like this comment. What if a meteor hits your card room? Are you prepared for that? I did not think of that. I thought about a bear attack. What if a bear breaks in? Oh, now I've got to completely change my strategy. What if? It could happen. It could happen. Somebody said, what if your sewer pipe breaks? Jesus Christ. How common is that? A sewer pipe break. We're starting to grasp for straws here. What if? If all of these things, if I have to prepare for all of these things, I'm just going to give up. I'm going to have an empty basement because so many things could happen in this basement. I don't want to deal with it. What if? Everybody talks about flood. I'm not worried about his. I'm more worried about a fire, theft. Although we've got a really good security system going up, but those are the things I'm worried. I get it. Water, not good for cards. I get it. Undrafted player. What's up? France in the house. Good afternoon to you. Great cap. 1861 is the year about the union and birth of Italy as a nation. You did a trip to Italy in the past years. Yes. Went to Italy in 2018. 2018. Went to Italy. We did. We started in the Amalfi Coast, stayed in Sorrento, and then went up to. Didn't spend much time in Naples. Just took the train. We had a driver take us from Sorrento to Naples just to get on the train. And then we trained up to Rome, spent a few days in Rome, then went up to Florence, spent a few days in Florence, and then spent the last couple days in Venice. We missed there's so much in Italy. I love it. I want to go back. Hopefully next year. Initially, my wife and I, we were going to take a European trip every year and just go to different places we've never been, which for me is pretty easy because I've only been to Europe twice. But then COVID hit, and that was 2020. Our trip was the Cubs-Cardinals series in London, which got scrapped. And then after that, it's once we got back, it's I don't care now. I don't want to go to this year's series. And there's enough stuff going on anyway. It wouldn't have been able to. It wouldn't have worked. So my wife's actually going this year with her mom, the notorious MIL, who, by the way, not so notorious this week. She brought me back some cherry rhubarb pie from Door County, and I ate the shit out of that. 2 slices. She's like, "Do you want me to?" She used to bring me a whole pie, and I'd eat like 1 piece or 2 pieces, and then the rest would go to waste because my wife's a cake person. I'm a pie person, and so then she'd bring me 2 slices. I'd eat 2 slices, and then like the last couple times it was like I'd eat a slice, and then the second slice I wouldn't eat the second slice. I ate both slices this time. So good, so good. So yeah, they're going over there this year. So then next year I get to go. So next year I get to go. So I'd like to go back to Italy. Like, screw the rest of Europe. Sorry, France. Sorry, France. But I want to go. There's so much there, and I love it. Mark Hoyle, good morning. Michael Renicke's in the house. Zach and Porter here. Good morning. Double A cards. Lots of shipping to do today. Yes. It's like it's like a double-edged sword. It's like I've got so much other stuff I need to do today, but when I ship, that means I made sales, and sales is what brings in the money. So it's one of those things. I love it, and I don't like when I've had slow days like in the last couple of weeks. It's almost welcomed just to give me a little break. But it's like, oh shit, I didn't have any sales, but I didn't have any shipping. Let's see. Card Hobbyist says it's the bubble guts. Flawed Thinker, good morning. Percolating. I was percolating yesterday. Where are we at? Victor, the rookie card specialist. What's happening? I bought the same shelves a while back, but I purchased 2 in order to make 1. So that's kind of what I did. The reason I only wanted single rows of boxes so there's no box on top of another box. Victor, that's exactly what I did this time around. This over here, not what I did. So in my what will be basically this room, which will be my eBay room, shipping room, store room, I got the shelves and I had them doubled up. So those shelves have, I think, 7 total shelves, or maybe 8. Instead of the 4 or 5. And so there 1 box fits on a row, but also gives me enough room to where I can reach my hand back and pull cards. So that, and then the other shelves are just the standard 4 or 5 shelves, which will be the back stock room that I've shown pictures of. I haven't shown any pictures of the eBay room yet because right now it's just a few empty shelves. Actually, I have filled up one of the shelves with a few boxes because those are like, oh, this is going to be future inventory, which that's been kind of nice as I go through and open up boxes just to figure out, okay, where am I going to put this box and that box? When I open it up, it's like, oh, this is a good box. So instead of just throwing it with a bunch of 90 Donruss, put it in my shipping room for future inventory. Stuke says that's a good idea. Let's see. Wesley collects cards says, I agree with the Star Wars thing. Good morning, Mark Marinello. Wait until you get into your 50s. You don't want to know anybody. I'm getting close. I'm still a ways away from 50, but I'm getting close with that mindset. Low Roller says, in my state requires you give a driver's license for Pornhub. Interesting. Well, I thought my gassy bubble guts was too much information this morning, but Low Roller went all in. I don't think I can top that one. Tiger 727, good morning. Victor had a great weekend of sales, a really good Monday and Tuesday. So my sale Monday and Tuesday, I don't think were that great. Actually, no, Tuesday was yesterday. Tuesday was great. Monday was okay, slightly less than average. Sunday was actually pretty bad for a Sunday. Saturday was good. Friday was really good, but I sold a big card on Friday. So take that 1 card away. and it was slightly below average. Happy hump day, Ziggy No in the house. What's up? Stuke says in your 60s, you start losing friends and wish you had. And isn't that's like the circle of life? Like it's kind of like your parents. Like growing up, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, my mom and dad, I love you. And then you get to a certain age and it's like, get the hell away from me. And then when you become like an adult, I think it's more like your parents like want to hang out with you when you're an adult. It's like, oh, our little shithead kid's not really a shithead. He's like grown up and matured. We can hang out. We can be friends now. And then like the older you get, the more you appreciate. It's like, damn, I wish I would have spent more time. And that's probably like with friends. Like, I wish they would be around more. Dan in the house. What's up? Good morning. Hope you have a great day. Thank you. Did someone call for 5 more inches? GW in the house. Card Hobbyist says a stranger is going to be dumping in your bathroom in the near future, but it won't be your bathroom. That's okay. I'll keep it warm for him. Shane, good morning. Hope everyone had a great weekend and 4th. Flawed thinker will never understand MLB blackouts. No, MLB blackouts are flawed thinking. Stupid MLB blackouts. Stupid. James, Colton Cowser, the Orioles. Man, the Orioles, they have like a never-ending supply of top prospects. Just when you thought like everyone was up. Adley Rutschman. Who's it? Gunnar Henderson. And now Colton Cowser. Let's see. Where the hell is Christian Encarnacion Strand? Come on, Reds, call him up. Low Roller says YouTube TV is turning live cable TV since it's almost the same price. Search and Rescue Cards. Good morning. Dak T-Mac. It's essentially like an extended spring training, but that's not what it's called. It's called something new. It's called, let me go to the transactions page. Because I know Max Bain was just called up from whatever this is called. Well, it says Max Bain assigned from ACL, but let me see. Palencia Cubs transactions. Well, I did not know that. So we got Daniel Palencia from Oakland in the Andrew Chafin trade. Interesting. So all of this is going to be, damn it. The hell is it called? This is driving me nuts. It's probably driving. If somebody's already mentioned it in the chat, it's going to be driving them nuts. Oh, now an ad's popping up. Come on. Okay. Where are we at? April assigned to Tennessee. It's called the development list. So April, out of spring training, he was assigned to Tennessee AA. Then on May 10th, he was transferred to the development list. Which that means I think you actually, do you go back to Arizona? I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. And then he was called up to AAA on May 23rd. So he spent 2 weeks on the development list. So basically working out to move from a starter to a reliever. Development list. There we go. Let's see. John Evans, a bit late today. Work tending to get in the way. Good morning. Good afternoon to you, John. So we've got Korea in the house. We've got France here. We've got the UK representing. Low Roller says Stamp going up this week. It sure is. Where are we at? Let's see. Tracy says, good morning. Sitting in the dentist office, listening while I wait my turn for a cleaning. Ugh. Even cleanings I hate. I hate the dentist. Not personally. My dentist is a Cubs fan. Great guy. But I just don't like I just don't like the job he has to do. That's like my worst fear is being confined to a chair with my mouth and somebody's hand down my mouth. Freaking hate it. With tools, not just hands and fingers in my mouth, but freaking metal tools. Low Roller says a tornado. Yeah, tornado. That's pretty common here. Tornado could destroy my house. Undrafted player, great you did an Italy tour. The Amalfi Coast is great and beautiful. Yes. Mark says, my family is from Positano on the Amalfi Coast. Went there in the early 2000s. I've never seen so many natural, beautiful women. Didn't want to come home. Yeah, Positano, Amalfi. We were up north in Sorrento, but we took actually when I bought this hat, it might have been in Positano where I bought this hat. Just beautiful, beautiful. Search and rescue. I would love to go to Italy just for the food. And that's the thing about Italy. The food is amazing. And like, it's completely different than Americanized Italian. And you could go to the most authentic Italian restaurant in America and it doesn't compare. And I guess I shouldn't say that because I haven't been to like the most authentic Italian restaurant in America. But just say your standard true authentic Italian owned by Italians doesn't even compare because there's not all of that freaking poison that they put in our food. And I say that I eat that poison every day. And I eat the shittiest of the shitty food. But in Italy, there's like no processed foods. Everything's fresh. I immediately, after spending 2 weeks in Italy, as soon as I came, the first meal I had back in America, I could taste, even like if it's low sodium, I tasted the salt and you could just taste it. But in Italy, the food is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I thought I've heard a lot about it. Before I went, I heard a lot about how great the food was. But it's like, I eat spaghetti. I'm not a big pasta guy. I love pizza, but I don't love Neapolitan style. I'm like, what's the big deal? Frickin' A. Frickin' A. I loved the pasta in Italy. The tagliatelle. Oh. The pizza, even the Neapolitan was like, I can't get enough of it. By like the second week, by like day 11 or 12, I'm like, I just need a burger. Like, I love this food, but I need a burger. But the food, oh my God, the food. So good, so good. GW says, can anyone suggest Discord servers for sellers, resellers, business owners? I can't. Maybe somebody else does. I don't do Discord. I have Discord for my fantasy baseball league, and that's it. JW says, are you going to have a Cub-filled background when you live stream at the new? That's a great question. It's not going to be a Cub-filled background. There will be, so basically my background will be behind me. I'll be facing out the backyard window, and behind me will be, there's a cabinet, and then there'll be a TV, and then I'll probably put, I don't know, I haven't decided what I'm going to do like on the shelf. And then I want to like kind of bookend the TV on each end with something. Ideally, it would be like the best of my Cubs cards. But I just haven't found a good display unit shelf for cards. And because some of them are in slabs, some of them are raw. I mean, ideally I get all of like my good cards in slabs. So I don't know. The one of the dealers that sets up at my show, they just came out with a product, and I've talked about it before. It's been a while. Last year, it's called Card Poppers. The only thing I don't like is it's like plastic. But they've made some. They actually have, and they're like, there's only like 4 per section or 8 per section. BCW has one. They sent me a couple complimentary pieces, and they're still in the box. But the card poppers have like a large display. So I may look into that and just see what it looks like and would it fit with my space. Steve says soon Bo will build a fallout shelter for his cards. Then he will be ready for most situations. Yes. What if nuclear war hits? I am not prepared. Are you? Are you prepared for nuclear war? If you don't have a fallout shelter, you better be careful. Collector's dream, what's happening? Mark says 100% true about the food. There is Italian food, and then there is Italian food. Everything is fresh in America. It's all processed. Yes. Was it, what the hell? Buffalo mozzarella. Oh my God. I have not found anything that compares to the buffalo mozzarella I had. I think it was in Rome or Florence. I don't know. We did probably Rome food tour, but it's in like the tomatoes, the San Marzano tomatoes they use. It's another world. So good. I'm really hungry. The bubble gut is gone and I'm freaking hungry. Card Hobby says they visit the market every day in most of Europe. They don't stock on groceries once a week, month like we do in the U.S. The food there has way less preservatives. American cupboards are food bunkers. That's true. I mean, look, just for an example, like food in my fridge, like my wife's like, oh, it doesn't smell. It's still good. It's, been sitting in the fridge for a year and a half. Steve makes card display frames, card frame shop. Oh, nice. Double A, do you list a card every day on eBay? I try. If I don't do bulk listing, I'll list, do I do it every day? I can't say I do it every day because, I don't think I listed a card yesterday. But for the most part, yes. I was going to list the Topps London cards for the Cardinals. But the next couple of weeks, probably not going to be doing much listing because I'll be doing a lot of between shipping and just moving. But yes, essentially I try to list. If I don't list using Card Dealer Pro, doing the bulk listing, I'll try to list, sit on the couch and list 5 or 10 cards at night. So I try to keep stuff. I'm always doing activity. I think what is said about listing every day, I think it's taken a little bit out of context. It's not necessarily for the algorithm. It's not necessarily the listing that's triggering the algorithm. It's the work you're doing in the back end of eBay that it doesn't have to be listing. It can be replying to messages, sending offers, accepting offers, updating your specifics. Like all of that triggers the algorithm. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to list every day to like work the algorithm. And I think the reason why it's kind of misconstrued is because when you list more, you tend to sell more depending on what you're listing. So if you're listing, look at your sell-through rate. What's your sell-through rate? Say it's 0.25%. 0.25% of 1,000 is, let me get my calculator. This is a number I should know, but I don't off the top of my head. I could figure it out. Times point. Let me make sure I'm doing the right thing. So 20 is 25. No, that's not right. Anyway, that's like 3. It's like 2.5. Thank you, Nick. 2.5. It's what I came up with, but I'm like, 25 sounds too much. 2.5 sounds so 2.5. Your sell-through rate's 0.25%. And you have 1,000 listings, you're selling 2.5 a day. Well, all of a sudden, guess what? You list 1,000 more cards. Shit, is that the damn movers? I think the movers are here. It is 8:06. So anyway, I'm wrapping up anyway. 2.5 cards per day. You do 2,000. You have 2,000 listings. You're selling 5 per day. But you also have to assume that number is going to drop a little bit. That is the movers. They're here, so I'm going to have to go. And that sell-through rate might drop 0.2%. 0.22%, whatever it might be. So I've got to go. Movers are here. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, shop my eBay store. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.